It's just different.
Are you ready?
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 Are you ready for the afternoon refill?
It's the afternoon refill.
Afternoon refill.
It's the afternoon refill.
Afternoon refill.
You're tuned in to the afternoon refill with Tony T.
What is good, y'all? It's your girl, Tony T, and we are back again with the afternoon refill. Can we get a round of applause, please? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Season 2 is live and direct. We are here in the studio with my boy, Raheem. Give Raheem a round of applause. And then we're also here in the studio with my girl, Jessica.
Hey!
And Jessica is virtual because she's coming live from Minnesota. That's my cousin, y'all. So let's give another round of applause for family ties. Yeah. Nah, but I'm super excited about season 2 because as you can see us, like we're here. And so I'm just super happy that we're in this space and we get to talk in real time with one another. And yeah, so let's just get this conversation started. I don't want to talk too much. Let's just get it on and popping. So today's topic is all about societal norms, specifically in relationships and dating, that whole process, which is trifling thus far. Raheem, you're married, so you know it's a little bit better. Oh, my speakers are going off. Anyways, so we're talking about societal norms, and the most recent topic that I've been like hearing, or like the recent thing that I've heard, is what do you bring to the table? Can she cook? Or is he handy? Or does he have a this paying job? Not to say that first of all, having a job is necessary, okay? But also, I think it comes down to, does this person make more than me, and how that affects the relationship. But just straight off the bat, what are your thoughts on, and I'm gonna start with you, Jessica. What are your thoughts on societal norms and the idea of what can you bring to the table? Have you been asked that question?
Oh my gosh, I've definitely been asked that question. And like in the past, like before this whole conversation came up, I'll find myself like, oh, I bring this and I do this and I do this, trying to like sell myself. But like from seeing the conversation circulating like on social media and stuff, like talking with my friends, I'm realizing like I don't need to sell myself in that way. I don't need to answer that question in that way, because like, let's just get to know each other. Let's talk. But I feel like asking something like that off the bat, I don't know, that doesn't sit well with me. That doesn't sit well with me. Like,
I feel you. Feeling the need that you have to it kind of seems like an interview, and we don't even get the chance to like really get to know each other. It's
exactly.
like, yeah. What are your thoughts on it, Raheem?
I agree.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah. I think it's. I mean, I never had that talk, or nobody had that talk with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, what she said.
Okay, so you're rocking with that. Okay. I mean, what are your thoughts on necessarily, because honestly, what I've heard are the men asking women, more than women ask men. What are your thoughts on that? If your bro came to you and was like, yeah, bro, went on a date with this girl, asked her what did she bring to the table, and whatever she said, I wasn't with it. Like, how would you advise your brethren?
I mean, he's also, he gotta look for himself. I think he's gotta have that eye to see what she's bringing to the table, and he has to know himself and know what he can bring to the table as well.
Right.
I think it's tough. It's tough for many situations because every situation is different. So I would say you have to have a close eye to know who was bringing what to the table and if it sits right or not.
Right. I think the biggest thing is the fact that some of the people who are asking this don't even have what they need to have to enter into a relationship.
Right.
So I think that's another reason why it's just dead annoying that that's even a question. And I can understand from past experiences if you dealt with somebody who just didn't have the basic values or like the basic necessities to enter into a relationship. But also you have to have discernment when you are talking to somebody. Right. And I think that question just completely dismisses the entire talking stage or even dating stage, because you're just cutting them off straight off the bat because the interview wasn't popping. I mean, you should be able to gauge that based on the, you know, what do you do, or, you know, what do you love to do with your friends and family. Now, if the person's like, yo, I love sitting down watching trash TV all day and play video games from the, you know, time to time, I don't have a job, then instantly, you know, that's not who you're trying to rock with.
Right.
So it's interesting to me that that is the first come, first serve question when getting into or going out on a date.
The beginning stages.
Yeah. I feel like it just kills the vibe, for me anyway.
Yeah.
Just a done deal.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like exactly what you said, like it just kills the whole talking, getting to know each other, seeing, like, I feel like you will know what somebody has to bring to the table or what
Right.
they offer.
Right.
Like you said, based off of the conversation. When we're talking, I get to see your mindset. I get to see what you think about things, like your approach to different things, like how you handle conversation between me and you. And then I can decide for myself, okay, I like how they handle this. I'm going to proceed with this, or maybe not. I don't like what they have to offer. Let me just take a step back and, you know, maybe choose somebody else because they're not the one for me. But just asking that, like you said, it's like a job interview. And it's like, all right, I don't even want to do it because that tells me what you're about.
Yes.
And now I'm not even rocking with that. Like, no.
Yeah, it definitely speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. Now, question, what is one thing that you've noticed that you don't like that someone does when you're on a date with them, or when you were, because Raheem, you are married.
Yeah.
3 kids.
Yeah.
I say, yeah. Yeah, but like at the time, what's something that maybe stood out to you in the dating phase that maybe you weren't really rocking with, or if anything that you support and would encourage somebody who's dating today? I know that's a loaded question.
Anything that I rocked with or did not support?
Yeah.
I don't know. Our dating phase was pretty short.
You and Razel?
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife and I. So, I mean, I think she cooked well. I mean, to get on that topic, she cooked really well. And I think food is definitely to my heart. I can't speak for any other man, but I'd say that spoke to my heart. And but as far as in that stage, it was really hard to tell. It was so short.
Yeah. I think. What about you, Jessica? Actually, let's hear what you have to say.
I think for me, like when it's more so like leading up to the first date or first meetup, I don't like when it's like, oh, you could just come over and chill. We could drink some wine. We can do the
We not.
automatic turn off.
Right.
I'm not coming over. You're not coming over.
Yeah.
Take me somewhere. If you want to get to know me, you want to date me, take me out. We don't have to go to a 5-star restaurant. We could go get some ice cream and go on a walk. But it's the fact that like you took the initiative to like, I want to ask this girl to do something. Let it be appropriate. Read the room. Like, you don't know me. I don't know you. Why would I ever let you into my personal space like that? Or why would you want a stranger coming into your personal space like that?
Yeah.
Like, me and my friends always joke around, like, these guys always be like, oh, come over, you could chill. Next time I'm going to pull up with all my friends and we're going to rob you now because clearly that's what you want. Like,
It's a group date.
exactly. But yeah,
Surprise.
I think, like, that's one thing I definitely don't like. Automatic turn off. Don't ask me to come over.
Yeah.
And don't ask to come over here.
Right, because there's nowhere to come.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel that.
Being too touchy.
Being too touchy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta know your boundaries.
For sure.
And respect them.
Oh, most definitely. I think that's definitely a first sign in regards to proceeding with someone. You have to know what it is that you want out of, or you can have, I think we can have expectations or maybe some hopes. Maybe expectation is not the right word. I think maybe being hopeful about how this goes, but have an expectation on what it is that you want necessarily from the person that you're going to be with. Right. But when it comes down to the can she cook or is he handy? I mean, we a new batch of women. and there's a new batch of men, okay? And with that said, I remember, okay, I'm gonna do a little short story. So I was, and I'm gonna keep it very vague because I don't want whoever's watching, you never know who's gonna be watching, right? And I don't want that person to be like, hey, she's talking about me. We can't have that.
Oops, my bad.
My bad. So what is it called? So yeah, so what happened was I was hanging out with this friend and we were on the train. That kind of gives it away in regards to location. We're on the train and, you know, we just started talking just like about relationship stuff. Mind you, he's a guy. And what had happened was he kind of brings up like work and like house duties and things like that in a relationship and how he wants his wife to cook. And he starts talking about like submission and just all these like little things. And I'm sitting there like, bro, you must not know me. What do you mean? Like, are you crazy? Like, you think that by your wife cooking and cleaning and just bearing children and being in the house is the only way of being submissive? That's wild to me. Because if anything, you're limiting her and only you're secluding her to just being like this maid or this like doer. She's a being, you know? She's somebody that has feelings and aspirations and dreams. So she too can get the bag. You know what I'm saying? Just as much as you do. And now if you don't feel comfortable with that, then surely there's plenty of women out there who will be happy to be in the house and doing exactly what you're requesting. Just so you know, I ain't it. And then
Me neither, sis.
Right. Not long after, he asking me out on a date. And I'm thinking, do you remember the conversation we had? When I said I don't cook and I'm about to get this bag? Like, it was just so interesting. But I think a lot of the times, so in you saying like one thing that you personally loved about Razel is that she could throw down, right? My man needs to know it ain't gonna be me. I'm literally praying for a man who can cook. That he can enjoy that thing. And then I don't know what it is that I'll do to make you happy. I'll do laundry. I could do that. But I think that definitely deserves a conversation. And I don't think necessarily it has to be like a hard hat in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when it comes down to these societal norms and people just expecting things out of women, you can have certain expectations and hopes, but I don't think that you should place them on the person that you're just getting to know. I think that's
the
odd.
key.
Yeah.
Just getting to know. Like, some conversations I believe are like had prematurely. And so it's like, you don't even know my favorite color, but yet you're expecting me to desire to like marry you and
to
be
the
with
deep
you
end
and
of
be
things.
barefoot and having kids at home all day and just cooking for you. Like,
Yeah.
sir, how about we start with, you know, like, how was your day?
Right.
What did you do? You know, like,
Yeah.
before jumping into all that heavy stuff. But I also feel like the problem is, like you said, society just places these expectations on women that we have to be a certain way, and that we have to be put in a box to just, this is what women do and this is how they're expected to be. And if you're anything outside of that, then there's a problem with you. And like you said, we're a new generation of women, and I feel like we are stepping outside of that, and we're stepping outside of those bounds. Like, I don't cook and I'm not gonna do that. We can come up with an agreement. Okay, you can cook dinner. Like you said, I'll do laundry, I'll clean the bathrooms, like something. And relationships can work in a cohesive way like that. But I feel like the problem comes with when people are just so stuck in a certain mindset that it's this way or the highway.
Yeah.
Then there's really, one, I'm not the person for you because it's not gonna work off that. And two, we have to grow and evolve. Like, there's just certain things that don't work anymore. And we need to change that and be okay with changing that.
For sure.
Yeah, I think for I think for both people, I think you should know the basics. If you got to know how to cook grilled cheese. You got to know how to work the air fryer.
Boiled rice.
You got to know the basics to a certain extent.
Yeah. So okay, and I'm not gonna speak for you, Jessica, but I say this all the time. Yeah, I'm not the cook that like will throw things together. Like, my sister Kumba is very good at that. Like, she'll be like, oh, this needs this. Finda's a sous chef, and she'll be like, yeah, you're missing this, or there's too much salt. when there's too much of this. Okay, cool, that's fine. But like me, I need the instructions. And even then I might add a little too much of something because, you know, whatever. I was trying something new, whatever. But like, I'll follow the instructions. There's cookbooks everywhere.
Right.
But in regards to my joy in cooking, I cook to survive, not for the joy of it. Like, I cook to live another day if I have to. And that's not even a thing for me because, you know, I'm chilling. Like, I'm blessed to have, you know, food that I don't have to cook. Praise God. So, but as you were saying.
Yeah, and I also think men should cook. Men should cook.
Can we get a round of applause about men should cook? Yes. I like that. You know what? That's going to be the hashtag for this episode. Men should cook. Yo, I love that. If you agree, comment below the post, men should cook, okay? Because I think that's important too. I think a lot of the things that we're asking from other people, we don't even have to offer. And I think, like you said, just like the basics. Yeah. Like, can you provide the basics? Because if you're asking me for it, you should very well be able to provide the minimum.
Right.
Like, that's the least you can do. So yeah, I think that's definitely a topic that's running around on these streets because the dating scene is horrendous. I'm gonna keep it a buck. All my singles in the room, can you agree or disagree? What's dating like for you? Yes or no? Shake your head. It's good to go.
Sounds like it's rough out there.
It's rough. Okay. Says the one who's in a relationship. Yup. It is a little rough because there's a lot of people that are asking, like I said before, for things that they can't even offer. Not even with a blink of an eye. So I remember for the longest time, people were like, oh, make a list for the person that you want. Make a list. And I remember being like, I'm not making a list. I don't know why. I was just being rebellious. I didn't feel like making no list. And then I remember there was one person out of the many that was like, make a list for yourself because there are things, like you're not living for that person, right? You were born into this world to accomplish something, and whether that's with someone or without, it's still your duty to accomplish that thing, right? Whatever your purpose is. And so I remember them saying like, make your list for yourself. What are things that you want to accomplish? And if that person comes along while you're doing that, hey, congratulations, right. You got you one. But if not, then, I mean, good luck. Yeah. It might take a while. It might take a little bit. So that leads me to my question. Raheem, did you have a quote unquote list for the woman that you wanted to be with? Or did you just have your top 5 things you needed to see before saying, all right, we can continue?
Honestly, I was open. I was just open.
Raheem was like, I was chilling. Everybody else came along.
I had no list. I don't think I'm picky, if that's the right word. I don't. But I didn't have no list. I had no list. Simple.
Did you have one for yourself?
Yeah. I needed to put.
Nah, I was open.
Nah, I definitely wanted to, make money, to provide financially.
Yeah.
Have a good head on my shoulders. In those beginning stages of dating, and have a family, start a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a solid.
Yeah.
You had your little list. It worked out for you. That's good though. That's good.
Yeah.
What about you, Jessica? Did you create a list? And you don't have to share if you don't want to.
Oh no, I'm good. I most definitely created a list. Like my list was long. I had all these expectations of what I wanted my future man to be. But then I was listening to a sermon like Michael Todd, and he was talking about like rip up the list, because something to the extent of, like that person isn't real. It's somebody that you made up in your head, and like all those expectations, like there's gonna be certain things that everybody like is not gonna fall in line with that's on your list. And so after hearing that and like thinking about it, I was like, okay, maybe I need to be a little more open with like what I want and what I'm expecting, but like have a core things that I'm not shaking on. And so that's kind of like where I'm at now. Even the core things, they can't even do that. So it's like
the basics. Like,
the basics.
Do you know Jesus for yourself? All right, well, this ain't going any further. Yes or no?
I mean, like, I kind of pray, but not really.
Right.
Well, God bless you.
No, Nah, I hear that. It comes down to, like we said, the basics. And a lot of people are just missing the basics.
Yeah.
What would you actually consider the basics, though?
Regarding to
Dating, like relationships.
relationships.
Meeting this person for the first time, or maybe y'all been talking for a little bit. Like, what do you consider basic things that person should, I don't know, either exude or to input in y'all's relationship?
Common sense. Common sense. A lot of people don't have it. I say common sense.
Pertaining to what, though? Pertaining to what?
Just in general. I say in general. Just good morals. You gotta have good morals. A good head on your shoulders.
Common sense between right and wrong.
Right. A vision.
Somebody with aspirations, with dreams.
Right. You need to you need to make some steps toward that goal
Yeah.
that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, that is definitely a turnoff when somebody just like doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you gotta have something.
Right.
Like, even if it's, I'm gonna turn on my music today, like something.
Right.
like something.
Yeah.
It's so odd to me because I'm somebody who just likes to get things done. Like, I'll set little goals for myself to accomplish. Now, in regards to celebrating those goals that I've accomplished, I'm working on that part. But like, I set up like little goals to accomplish because it just feels good to know that you're getting closer to growth or getting closer to doing something.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would definitely say that too. Somebody having a vision.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good basic thing.
I definitely.
Yeah, I ain't never thought about that. That's the basic thing that you should have. A vision. What about you, Jess? What do you think is a basic thing that somebody you're trying to date should have?
I feel like a basic thing is like you said, knowing God for yourself. That's a big one for me. Like, have a relationship with God for yourself and not just like, oh yeah, I know God, but like actually know him for real.
Yeah.
I also think, like he said, having a vision, like Raheem stole on mine. But definitely having a vision, I feel like respect. What I'm noticing a lot of the times with these guys is that they're not respectful. Or like it's like a fake form of respect, but like get to talking to them for a little bit and you're gonna see their true colors like right away.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like respect and genuine respect, like and respect my decisions. If you ask me to do something I'm not comfortable with, respect that I don't want to do that. And like don't throw a pissy fit because you're mad that I don't want to do what you want me to do.
Right. Because the question was open-ended for a yes or no. So like you should have an expectation that there's an option there. Yeah, exactly. Respect is huge. Yeah, I ain't never thought about that. I ain't never thought about these things. But those are good. Those are so good. Yeah, there's definitely one thing that I can say is basic is just not being arrogant. Like thinking that you're the best person in town and there's no one else around. Like, let's say we go out to a restaurant and like you're rude to the waiter or waitress. It's a wrap. Yeah. But you're mad nice to me. And everything you said prior to that is like golden, right? It goes down the drain if I peep that you think that this waitress or waiter is less than you because you're technically like paying them for a service. Yeah. Last time I checked, somebody's paying you for a service. It's just not in this restaurant.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so just treating people with kindness and, like you said, respect. And I do also want to add in that that's also common sense to be kind to all those around you. Yeah, that's definitely another one too. But yeah, I think regarding this conversation, I feel like there's just so many avenues that we can go down in regards to, you know, the societal norms of a relationship. Because then I also think it reflects on what the future looks like for you as like a parent or whatever the case may be. So Raheem, perfect, because you're married. Are there things in the house that maybe like you do that that you've heard someone say, oh, you do that? Like, you wash the dishes, or, oh, you cook, or, you know, that somebody else is like, oh, I thought Razel should be doing that, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And did you check them?
There's some guys that are like, I'm not going to change a diaper. I'm not doing dishes. That's the woman's job.
Yo, what you?
Right.
You want to fight? You want to tussle?
Right?
We can do it.
You feeding the baby. That's the woman's job. My job is to come. I'm not, but that's what some men that I know
That you
say.
heard of. You know them today?
Going to work, yeah.
Do I know them?
Nah. I'm going to work. I'm gonna come home, eat, and that's it.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's all you do?
Jessica's like, this is unbelievable, because, oh my gosh, you don't think that this lady has things that she wants to do? I mean, God bless her with the opportunity to reproduce, like, you know what I mean? To like physically give birth to a child. But when that child is ready to go to that daycare, like, it's time to go back and get this bag or do whatever, you know, you need to do. And I feel like you and Razel have a great partnership in how you guys maneuver. And it definitely fits the new age, but it's also because y'all have that, like, I don't want to say new way of thinking, but it goes with the times. Like, it goes with our thoughts of how we grew up and how we see our parents, you know, as we're being raised or when we were being raised. It's like, you can look into that and say, okay, as a woman, I'm not really about to stand on my feet for hours because I either don't want to do that or I can't do that. And like, you can hope and pray that the person that you're going to be with is good with cooking or is good with washing the dishes or is just as great of a helper in changing the baby's diaper. We went half on his baby. You changing the diaper.
For real.
Thank you.
For real.
Thank you.
Half on a whole human being. And you say you're not changing the diapers. So then, okay, what can you contribute if that's the case?
Honestly.
If that's the case.
Maybe then you're going to be the only one waking up at 3 a.m. to feed then. Because
Ooh. If you're not trying to change the
if
diaper.
you don't want to change a diaper, pick one.
Right?
I think it's that old school mindset where I think a lot of people back in the day had that mindset where the man just comes home, he brings the bread to the table, and that's it. He's the provider, and the woman does the whole nine, you know?
Because think about it. When you think about it, that's the only thing. Like, not to say that that's not enough, but I feel like it just doesn't equate. There's something about a woman being in the house the whole day, taking care of the kids, cooking, cleaning. That stuff is work. People get paid to do that. Right. Like, there's jobs out there for people to clean the house. There's jobs out there for people to babysit children because it takes a lot. And you got one person doing all of that in the house. And because you're at the office all day doing what you know how to do, you went to school for or whatever, and you just copping a check, anybody can cop a check.
Right.
But can you raise these kids?
Right.
Like, it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. So I think to that extent, when it comes down to relationships, and if we're really looking far out, I do think that the societal norm conversation about can she cook, is he handy, how does that work? I remember at one point in time, and y'all don't roast me. At one point in time, I thought about it, and I was like, do I really want my man to does he have to know how to fix things that are broken in the house? My sister's saying yes. But I'm not gonna do it. Maybe if it's tech stuff, I'm down. Like the TV, the remote, stuff like that.
Input.
The input, output. Changing the channel, all the button don't work, new remote. Nah, but I thought about it and I was like, I think it's attractive if the person knows how to fix things, but that's not like a requirement of mine because we can also bless somebody who knows how to do that and say, hey, come fix this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that money can be saved if he knows how to do it. Yeah, for me personally, that's not an expectation I have of the person I'm dating. Like I said, if they have it, kudos to you. But if not, okay, because I don't want them to have expectations of me, especially if I'm not good at something. You know, like my space is creative and I like to do things that, I don't know, encourage that. Fixing things isn't one of them. And so, you know.
Not my ministry. So.
Not.
I think it's fine for a woman to fix things. Mm-hmm. I think it just, it shouldn't be too much.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be doing plumber's work. You shouldn't be.
But you under that sink.
It's too much. Anything unhealthy is too much.
Yeah.
And I think there should be a minimum. I think there should be it'll be kind of a threat to my masculinity for sure if you under the sink with the tube belt and
I mean, there's a woman out there who's doing that and her man's like, good job, babe, as he rocks the baby and goes back into that living room.
That's wild.
To change the channel. Hey, but he holding the baby though. Now, I think, again, to each I think it depends on what that relationship is like, but I do think that there's like a standard, like, you know, I do think there's like a standard, okay, what are we doing? But again, at this point, I feel like there's a lot of people in relationships that are having those conversations between themselves and they just do things drastically different in their house. Like I've been learning that there are a lot more stay-at-home dads even. Yeah. Because women are taking these boss jobs and flying out, doing what they have to do. And the husband's like, yeah, like, I'll stay home, take care of the kids. And he's working on stuff in the house, of course, and making sure things are like put together. But I have also heard people who are like, who think that man is less of a man because he's doing that in support of his wife. I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know. I think it's a little much. Again, like I said, to each its own. To each its own. But considering the time, Jessica, I know you got things to do, sis.
Busy woman.
Busy woman. Places to go, people to see. And so I appreciate both of y'all for coming through to be a part of season 2 of the Afternoon Refill. I mean, like I said before, I'm just so happy about it. The fact that y'all could see us means the world because Raheem, you were part of season 1.
Yeah.
And we were just
cracking up.
Just cracking up, having a good time. And now you get to see that in person and that changes everything. And so, again, Jessica, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and night to just be a part of this conversation and sharing your perspective. I appreciate it, sis.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. This was great. And I love that you created an environment where these type of conversations can be had.
Yes.
I feel like that's important. So I'm so glad to be a part of it.
Oh, thank you. And Raheem, you a second-time person on here.
Yeah.
Thank you for wanting to come back and being a part of this process. It's been so great. I love hearing what you have to say. You're my brother, and so I appreciate you for the support.
Thank you.
Yeah. So again, this is the Afternoon Refill. Season 2 is in full effect. Make sure you tune in for more episodes because it's gonna get crazy. We're just gonna have a good time. We're gonna sit back, kiki, talk about real things. Yeah, I'm excited. So again, like I said, stay tuned. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, Facebook, we're gonna create a Twitter. That's gonna happen. We're gonna post up on Twitter. You can find us there, and YouTube, because that's how you can actually see it. So if you're listening on Spotify right now, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure that you head to YouTube, give us a follow, give us a like, watch the video, comment below, #MenShould I didn't forget. Make sure you hashtag that so I know you listen all the way through, okay? With that said, I appreciate you. Again, it's Tony T, and this is the Afternoon Refill.